Hello, friends. It's Tuesday evening, June 13. About 9:32 p.m. You'll have to excuse the odd angle. The camera just doesn't want to stay up, right? That's what she said. Way ahead of you. How are you folks doing on this wonderful Tuesday evening? Just got back from a wonderful meeting at work, stuff, whatever stuff. Maybe imagine if the thing is sitting against the car, it's probably reverberating or something. Where is I even going with this? Work meeting, blah, blah, blah. How am I doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, don't you love... Yeah, back issues again, folks. They're getting better again. So what happened? Did you try to pick up a 500-pound barbell or something? No, it was just fucking sat in that computer chair that I haven't thrown away yet. I think that Friday or so, or no, Thursday. Feeling great, so go right back to what you were doing, right? And so it just start to feel it aggravate, blah blah, and then pretty much on my birthday on June 9 we went to a restaurant and in a stand up. So sat down too, and just then I could feel it really not feel great. So back at it, doing my Mackenzie whatever stuff, blah blah. It's getting better again. It's just kind of can't really sit down for too long, and I'm trying to avoid it, especially in that wonderful chair that I have in my room that has brought me nothing but wonderful things, right? So I'm back on 0 carbs, steak and eggs, and I'm doing no fap too, but whatever. It's no point in making a big deal out of it. This is technically only day 2, but I'm feeling it. I don't know if you can tell by the sound of my voice, my energy has definitely dropped, but I think I'm a little dehydrated too, not drinking as much water as I need to. So as soon as I finish recording this, I'm going to head on home and drink some water. I think I found a way to make it not terribly expensive, but also tastes good. Problem I was doing is when you're trying to eat steak every day, I don't think I have to tell you that gets rather expensive when you're spending like $12, $13, $14 a fucking steak, in addition to eggs and butter, whatever, which is not the most feasible. And as much as I love steak, just find pan-seared steaks not the most tasty pretty quickly. So alright, so what about ground beef? The mistake I was doing before is I thought I was trying to be a little clever by brown the ground beef and then throw the eggs in it. And I just found it was not coming out as good as I thought, because you're buying fattier cuts of meat, so it sort of releases a lot of liquid, so it turns to be very almost like boiled in its own fat meat rather than sort of crisped up a little. So I don't know. the taste was just not doing it for me, folks. I just found it hard to. So I did instead is, if you get a sort of rectangular package of it, just cut it up into chunks and put them in there individually all together like that and fry them up that way. And I find it doesn't release as much liquid, so you can actually fry it up as if it was like a tiny burger patty. Take them out and then fry up your eggs with butter, and then there you go. Just season, salt, pepper, maybe a little hot sauce, and there you go. Much more economically friendly. And what else? Is this any? Oh, okay, just a big shining halo about back here. Is this better? Maybe that way. Nah. Trying to provide light here somewhere. So how about that? Not really helpful, I realize, but I'll turn that off. What is it? Okay. So yeah, much more economically friendly and tastes pretty decent. I could feel like I could tolerate this a lot more. But yeah, I gotta buy some more ground beef today, and I think I'm gonna get my mom some flowers. It's just when I left for the meeting, she still hadn't called to get her picked up, and that was like almost 7. So my dad was sort of commenting, wow, she's at work a long time. So it's, I guess, one of the least things that I can do in addition to helping out around the house is just you hear about her day at work, and it breaks your heart, folks. It really does, because I mean, what can I do about it, Makes you feel bad about complaining about your job, but it's just like, how could I possibly help this person? It's like, what, we're not rich. I've sort of half seriously offered before to her, why don't you just quit and like, I'll just pay for bills with Dad, but it's not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna go for that. It's her English, folks. It's her English. That's the problem with probably also working somewhere that did not have the most, it's a type of job that tends to not usually attract a lot of English speakers. So, hard work and low pay. So, and yeah, when you work with a lot of people that speak Spanish, she actually learned quite a lot of Spanish, so didn't really help her practice with the English, and being much older now, it's just kind of, it is what it is. If her English was much better, she probably could have easily done something by now, but like I said, folks, it's sort of heartbreaking, because unless like I won the lottery or something like that, or got rich off of something, there's literally nothing I can do, and it just sort of, I said, it breaks your heart, folks. Especially when you're a 32-year-old fucking loser, right? Well, I'm not trying to put myself down, blah blah, but more or less, what can I say? I am a fucking loser, so what else? I'm gonna get up tomorrow morning to work out. pull-up negative since it doesn't hurt my elbow. And some seesaw press. It's just an overhead press where you alternate. You can look it up. And I'll probably do some, I don't know, if it doesn't hurt my lower back too much, I might do some farmer walks kind of around the gym, just maybe I'll do that as a finisher, just kind of an overall sort of exercise, and hanging knee raises, but just a hold. I think I'm definitely stronger with those than in the past. I think I've been enjoying those a lot more than doing them as repetitions, but as a hold, because that way you don't have the sort of momentum that you have to kind of deal with and try to control. You're just working on purely holding it and all that jazz. So gotta start building up that core, folks. Gotta start building up that core in addition to losing weight, because last I weighed myself before all this. I think I was above 260 pounds. Yeah, that's not good. You're not really going to feel good in general carrying that much weight, and that's a lot of stress on your back, so no wonder you keep having back issues, right? So didn't do that. I've been stretching daily. I think my flexibility in my hamstrings has actually improved. I feel like I can sort of pull my leg back a lot more than I used to be able to. I don't know if a lot more, but I don't know. It's definitely improved. Where I'm feeling now when I'm doing it, like I can feel it's not so much the tight hamstring as much anymore, where it's like your tight lower back that, pulling all of that this way, like inevitably your lower back is eventually connected at some point, that I can sort of feel it in my lower back now too. So so there's some little white pill, I guess you could say. A little grateful for that. Obviously no fap, because I'm not going to get into a debate over it with people. You have to excuse me, folks. I'm probably not going to really be spending much time on YouTube reading stuff, blah blah. I'm probably just upload this video and log off. So believe me, I understand the is this a re-upload, blah, blah, blah. Believe me, I understand. So there's that. Definitely feeling the no fap too. Even just 2 days in, you just start to look at ladies more, which, that sounds creepy, right? What can you say, folks? It's being a 32-year-old virgin who's never done anything with a girl, a date, relationship, blah blah blah. It definitely sort of takes its toll on you, doesn't it? You sort of look at some women and you can't even imagine that anybody could be with that person. But whatever. Oh. So I got that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yes, folks, what's it all about? What's it all about? What's your life all about? Why do you even exist? Why don't you just kill yourself? Why don't you... Do you really enjoy being a loser? Do you really enjoy being lonely? You know, your little day-to-day whatever shit you're doing is just putting off the inevitable, isn't it? It's not like it's going to lead to anything wonderful. I mean, my goodness, I only waited for what, over 10 years for the feeling of something to strike me, right? Okay, finally I figured it out. The feeling came to me. If it didn't come in 11 years, it's probably not gonna come in 11 more, so I was thinking about the idea where I guess you just have to pick. You just have to pick something, but something meaningful, but probably not going to really lead to any monetary rewards, will it? That's always the funny thing when you're guess there must be a fire, somebody must be hurt somewhere. So I just sort of realized too, I'm sitting in a very familiar parking space that I remember years ago being in. Has it really been 3.5 years or so since I made one of those first Forever Alone Diaries videos back on the old channel? Has it really been that long? Good God. But yeah, I was gonna say it's always funny when you look up sort of life advice where it's like how to find my purpose or blah 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 or this or that. It always seems to come back to money of some sort, right? That's what you always hear is seemingly a lot of times is it's sort of advice for something that you can turn into a business or something like that, right? I don't know if that's making any sense, but I feel like more often than not, that's been my experience. So it's kind of like, I don't know, though. What if you want to do something great and important with your life? That's just probably won't have a monetary benefit. Like I said, folks, I guess you just maybe some days. Those of you bastards who are lucky, who have always known that you wanted to do something. To have that gift. I think you just have to pick something. Something real, though. There's something more meaningful than just, I'll just get in shape, you know. That's a very low goal. A good thing in and of itself, but I don't think that's really gonna, I don't know, maybe for some people, but I think everybody can get in shape. But you need something more, as Bob Proctor talks about, as a goal that's worthy of you, or something like that. Maybe sort of an ideal of sorts that probably maybe even can't be reached, but that's the whole point of it always keeps you going, maybe. I mean, once you've gotten in shape, then what, right? If that's, you really want to make it your life goal to get in shape. Alright, you lost a bunch of weight, now what? Lose more weight? Like, alright, whatever. There's more to life than just getting in shape, folks, and muscles and blah blah blah, and six-pack for the summer, and without a destination, folks. Without a destination, it all just seems so meaningless, doesn't it? Like I've said many times before, you can only run for so long. I think probably deep down, we do know. It's just having the courage to say to yourself, well, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do, and face the discomfort and all this shitty time of learning and blah 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 and hard work. I don't know. I don't know, that's probably all I have.